Well, we certainly are looking forward to the continuation of that subject matter. Now, staying on the topic of women, we now turn our attention to health in the area of fertility. And our expert on this, Dr. Lusanda Shimange Matsose.
SALOME Polycos helps regulate menstruation and reduces the male sex hormones. Get the help you need for PCOS with SALOME. Your journey matters.
It is always important to take a moment to open up the floor to discuss the things that affect our lives, and health in the area of fertility is a topic that we cannot pass. Now, joining us today to discuss health in the area of fertility is obstetrician and gynecologist Dr. Lusanda Shimange Matsose. Good morning, doctor.
Morning, how are you?
You know what, I'm very well, and I really enjoy these health discussions that we end up putting the spotlight on. But doctor, when it comes to reproductive health, what exactly is it, and why is it so important to discuss reproductive health with children from a very young age?
We all go through processes in life. So you have your pre-pubertal stage, and with reproductive health, it's not just pertaining to females only, it's also pertaining to males, and it's important for them to understand what's happening from a young age as to what their bodies are really capable of doing. And for the sake of the show, they are capable of making babies. So they need to know how to protect themselves from that and just really be at the right age when to do it. So I think it's something that really needs to be discussed very early on.
And it needs to be a continuous discussion, if I may add that. But in your experience, how is the topic of reproductive health meant to be addressed with little girls?
So in my practice, I do what I call my first gynae visits. And it's really just age-appropriate visits depending on the age where the girls come and see me. But what I always advise is to just find out, what do the little girls actually know? What do they understand? And you tend to feed off that, because you also don't want to bombard them with a whole lot of information and just really confuse them. So it needs to be age-appropriate kind of conversations. And also with that, then you hop on to the importance of actually understanding the whole process of reproductive health, but also have some sort of health-seeking behavior in the event that things aren't okay.
And I think a lot of people are sitting here watching now and wondering, I haven't been to the gynae, or when should be the first time that I should be going. But in your opinion, if they want to go about checking if they are healthy in the fertility area, how often should they go to the doctor?
If a person is currently desiring fertility, right? So basically, depending on what age you are, below the age of 35, we say if you've been having regular sexual intercourse without any form of contraception and for a year and you haven't fallen pregnant, then you and your partner must go and get things checked out. Above the age of 35, 6 months, go and get checked out if nothing's happened. At the age of 40, come almost immediately. And if there is some sort of medical disorder that is, or comorbidities that may make falling pregnant hard for you, then you should also consult with regards to that. So I'm not going to get everyone in a tiz and say every year you must go and see if your fertility situation is great, but you actually really never know unless you are trying to fall pregnant.
I hear you, doctor, and I can imagine with all the changes happening in our bodies as we grow older, how often should we be checking up with our doctors to monitor our fertile health?
So the nice thing about actually going to the doctor regularly is that you'll always be given advice on certain things to possibly enhance your fertility. And I always say lifestyle modification is such an important thing. And I think with all the stress and our current situations in life, unhealthy diet does not necessarily help that. Smoking, drinking, drugs in some cases. So I think more than anything, more than checking if you're fine in the fertility space, if I can put it that way, it's more about continuing some sort of healthy lifestyle, so that in the event that you do try and fall pregnant, at least we've eliminated the bad habits and we can just focus on what we've got at that specific time.
Thank you, Dr. Lusanda. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
And there you have it. Understanding how your body works is so important, especially when it comes from the experts themselves. And with SALOME, your journey matters.
Cysts in the ovaries, irregular or missing periods, and high male sex hormones are symptoms of polycystic ovary syndrome. If you experience 2 of these 3, you may have it. It's also the leading cause of infertility in women. SALOME Fertility helps regulate ovarian function and helps improve fertility. SALOME Polycast helps regulate menstruation and reduces the male sex hormones. Get the help you need for PCOS with SALOME. Your journey matters.